So, Helia, with Marigold in tow, you had snuck out of the dorms while everyone else was more or less preoccupied with making sure that Lex did not accidentally truly injure Lance, though masochistic as he may be. That might be what he wanted.
You
But
can't dunk on a man who isn't here.
I'm gonna! But you sneak out, which isn't hard to do, even if you're not the stealthiest of people. With them preoccupied and them paying attention to other things, whether it's Lex, Lance, or someone else, or something else, you kind of make your way back to try and talk to Xenos. And you know for a fact that his classes are off for the day due to apparently something having gotten shattered and tossed onto the floor by said sorcerer teacher. And things kind of got haywire pretty quickly, which is the reason why Lance was not in class that day. It's kind of like
Sometimes.
an unhinged science teacher deciding that, oh, it's on fire. It's on the ground now. She's like, are
This
you
is
going to do anything
fine.
about that? It'll put itself out. What do you mean it'll put itself out? But you walk in and with a little bit of a creak to the door because it is as practically as old as time, and that it is lined wall to wall with only a few scarce windows to let in the light. It is wall to wall, almost to ceiling, which you don't know how he manages without clearly using a ton of mana, but it doesn't seem like any of that sort of bothers him anymore, if it did at all. And he is sitting with his back to facing the kind of facing this wall over here. So he might see you, he might not. He might have heard the door creak open. It's hard to tell because he's just humming to himself and writing something down in a book from what you can see from this distance.
He's doing teacher things.
Maybe.
We hope. I'm gonna start making our way forward, not exactly being quiet. She's small, she's not silent.
Hello, hello. How can I help you without looking up?
Hi, Professor Xenos.
Oh, you're back. How can I help you?
I mean, vague hand gesturings of someone who is trying to put the words in the right order. Professor Cyrus said you would know stuff about Afflicted and how they happened, and if I wanted to talk to someone and not read a book, I should talk to you.
Yes. I guess I would be the best person to ask about that, considering I used to be afflicted. And he throws up his hands in that manner of, look at me, aren't I, darling?
A very silly man's.
Very crazy man.
Unhinged.
So what do you have to ask about afflicted?
I mean, how they happen and how they change people and stuff.
Change is such a dramatic word. It's more like alter. Hence afflicted. It's something that happens to you, not because or without you. It's a fine thread you walk, kind of like on a tightrope. Yes, it can change you, or it can just be another thing you're saddled with in this crazy thing we call life.
Okay, I don't understand what most of what you said means.
I mean to say, you were asking me about your friend, correct?
Yeah.
I don't think it changed him in the slightest. I think it amplified what he already had. Which is
That's
something that
still
happens.
changing, isn't it?
Nope. I wouldn't call it changing. It just makes you more of who you are. And he hops off the edge of the table and just puts himself on his feet, and you realize most of the time he's wearing heels, which makes him look at, an average height for a guy with mana, especially excessive mana. So usually he looks like he's around 6 foot, maybe 5'11". Without his heels, he's an easy 5'7", 5'8".
Still taller than Helia.
Yeah. Well, she's
You
small.
have only changed the angle at which she needs to look up.
And he's also a couple of stairs above her.
Yep.
So it's just like, nothing changed here. And he walks around and forward, leaning on the desk a little bit. Says, well, what do you intend to learn from this? What do you gain? Are you just trying to save him? And grinning.
I don't know, I just want to understand, I guess?
To be or not to be, to understand or to know. Does it really matter in the end? That is still your friend, is it not?
Well, I don't know, and that's what I'm worried about, and that's why I'm talking to you.
Your friend is still your friend, regardless of what they look like. At least that's my terms and conditions on the matter. As long as they don't suddenly have a new brain inside their skull, I'm usually conducive to another friend coming back from the dead.
Stare. Just staring, because he's saying a lot of things.
His specialty.
Yep.
Saying things is his peacetime hobby and job. And he walks to the edge over here and just kind of hops up on the edge of the desk and makes sure to have you in his line of sight, but also to clearly not even be watching you, but instead be watching the door. And just keeps talking. Well, the thing with Afflicted is mostly that it is in the title. They become afflicted with something that is not of their normal body chemistry. As for what they're afflicted with and how it afflicts them, it tends to vary depending on the things that they need in that moment.
Okay.
So what do you think your friend wanted in that moment?
I don't know, because he didn't tell me what happened. I can't guess based on a situation I know nothing about.
So what is it that you'd like to know?
I don't know.
I can't help you with giving no information, dear. It seems we're both in the same dilemma, the predicament. Same sinking ship, as it were. And he does a flagrant hand gesture of just like, oh, woe is us.
One of those expressions of, you're very dramatic. Why are you like this?
And then just, even though he has short hair, does a dramatic hair flip. And just like, you know me, darling, I have to be dramatic. part and parcel of having high charisma, you know, the chit stuff.
I mean, sure.
I'm a naturally charismatic person. I can't control it. People like me, whether or not they know me.
I mean, sure. That's how you want to say that works.
Again, I can't help you if you don't have any information.
All I know is that something happened. Valkyr looks different now, and he doesn't act the same as he used to.
I think it's an upgrade. He's got courage in him now.
One more person tells me they saw Valkyr before I did, I'm going to have a breakdown.
Well, I was the first one to find him. Again, it was an investigation, dear. I couldn't just all willy-nilly tell you, oh, I saw your best friend. You would have chased him.
I was doing that anyway.
Yes, after the investigation had concluded, as far as I know. And he gives you like the narrowed-eyed look of challenging him, even though he's smiling.
Yeah, because I totally didn't spend all of the break looking for places I thought he would be.
That's impeding on an investigation, dear.
Is it?
Yes.
Not like you guys were there at that time.
That ever-present grin briefly flickers. Not for any reason outside of not being able to. Helia. We may only be your teachers, but we do care.
Yeah, I know, Kane's a bitch and he was like stopping you guys or something, but I couldn't just, you know, sit around and do nothing.
You don't have to do nothing to do something. Sometimes the best you can do is wait.
I'm not good at waiting.
Clearly. And he hops down again, stepping closer to you. Still a step above you, and also still taller than you. But ends up just leaning down with his hands behind his back and goes, you know, I have a question for you.
Okay.
When you replace everything that makes a person who they are they still that person? And leans back.
I don't know.
I believe that's where you'll find your answer. How much of a person can you replace and change and alter before they're no longer that person they knew before?
No offense, Professor, but you're making it sound both like Valkyr still is Valkyr, but he isn't Valkyr.
He is. If that's the plain answer you want, he is still who you believe him to be. My question is why you're so dead set on saying that he's not. The kid went through something traumatic. It changes a person, indefinitely.
Oh, yeah, that's what trauma does.
And you expect him to still be that same anxious boy you remember? Even without knowing what he went through, you expect him to be the same.
Yes and no, I guess.
And explain it to me. Because clearly I'm not getting something, and I don't like not knowing things, so go ahead.
I don't understand why he's making these decisions he is. Why he didn't come home right after this happened. Because he had 2 months, so something must have happened right after? Or someone stopped him? I can't figure out why he wouldn't go home. Why wouldn't he go somewhere he knows is safe? If something bad happened, wouldn't you go somewhere that you know is safe?
Who's to say he didn't?
He says he didn't go home because he couldn't, and I don't believe he'd lie to me.
For once, the smile that is normally crooked and wrong and borderline insane across the sorcerer teacher's face softens into something almost nostalgic. He didn't go home to you, but he went home.
And how would you know that?
Because it's the same thing I would have done, the same thing I did. We all want the comfort of our mothers when we go through something like that.
Helia just sort of frowns.
Don't believe me. Ask him yourself. You remember where you came from after all, don't you?
All I had growing up was Auntie and Valkyr.
Actually, no. Helia would remember being on the Kingdom of Corona with Auntie and Valkyr.
Yeah.
So it should be at least a place to start.
One of those frustrated hand gestures. If he went home and he saw Auntie, why would both of them keep it from me?
I don't know. I'm not either of your family members. How would I know? I'm just a teacher.
I don't know, because you're smart and you know things.
I know a little bit about everything. I don't know anything about that.
So, my options right now are either Valkyr didn't go home, which is scary, or he did, and both of them lied to me about it.
There's a shrug of what answer do you want me to give?
I don't know. I want there to be another option, you know? I want things to stop being so scary and unknown.
Well, if you don't like it, change it. And turns and starts walking away.
How am I supposed to change anything? I'm 19!
As was I when that happened to me. And I still did something about it.
What did you do?
What did I do? I looked the stars in the face and said if they're going to try and make me into their puppet, they're gonna have to try a little harder. And he just walks over behind his chair into the massive tree at the base of a runic circle on the ground, and just stares up at it with hands behind his back. What does Helia do?
I sure is just standing there right now because she's upset and frustrated.
He doesn't seem to want to talk anymore, having given an answer that he normally doesn't give.
Then I guess she's gonna leave, because, this clearly isn't going anywhere anymore,
Mm. So where do you head to?
Gonna go for a walk, maybe?
All right. Is there any place in particular you walk aimlessly towards?
Probably somewhere she's more familiar with.
Would you say you would try and visit Twilight Town?
Maybe if she's permitted off campus at this hour of the night.
Yeah. The lockdown has lifted. The only thing you would have to provide is basically your student ID.
Which Helia would probably keep on her.
Mm-hmm. I think Aster at that point would notice that Helia is not there, being as keenly aware as he is of people.
You'll follow. You'll look.
Aster, I need you to roll investigation. Like, this isn't a stealth roll necessarily, because Helia's bad at it and isn't trying to hide.
13.
Would you say that's enough, Tala?
Sure, I would have put it at 10 to be enough. Because not trying to hide a very distinct person.
So, you find yourself basically catching Helia at the tail end of trying to leave, and you basically go, "Hey, wait!" right as she teleports. And Helia, do you slow down when you hear slow down on the other side of the portal, essentially, of what it is after hearing Aster's voice?
On the off chance he was calling for her, sure, she'll wait like a minute or two just to see if,
So, Aster, how long does it take you to show up in regards to the teleport lines.
He will more than likely, like, knowing the teleport lines and what time of day it is, and the fact that he may or may not be banned from them, Aster doesn't show up. But, someone who's, like, close enough to him does. It is the face of, it's like how Aster would look if there was no Caesar. Part of him. And he, like, just, with a +5 speed, he's zooming there. You good? What's going on? Why are you in teleport lines? What happened?
I'm going for a walk?
He looks around. At this time of day?
Night, yes.
Fair. Oh, that's fair. But still, this time of night? It's not a good walk, is it? It's a clear
It's
your
a
head
walk.
kind of walk.
It sure is a walk. Why are you here?
Insomnia. And I got distracted. I made a new thing, so I've been testing it. Practicing. Where are you going?
For a walk. I can say it in a different language if you need me to.
Sure. Why are you going for a walk?
Because I wanted to go for a walk.
No one just wants to go for a walk at night. That's some I need to clear my head kind of thing.
Is Helia going to share the information that Xenos gave?
And probably like a roundabout, I'm frustrated and that didn't help me figure out anything way. Yeah.
Go ahead. I don't know how that would sound.
Lots of talking with their hands in clearly frustrated voice tone.
So you got answers, but it wasn't the answers you asked for, but at the same time it was.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds. What did you go see?
I went to go talk to Xenos.
Yeah.
Cyrus said he'd know more about Afflicted and how they happen. And the books I had been reading were really mean, so I didn't want to read the books anymore.
Well, books are always going to be mean. They're written by victors. Victors are are rarely nice about the people they're victorious over.
That's
I know.
stupid. A factual
Yeah.
textbook should contain facts, not opinions.
Well, there are facts. Facts that the victors made. It is. I'm not disagreeing that it's dumb. It's just.
Then it's a lie. If it's a fact you made up, it's a lie.
Why didn't you ask any of us?
Because you guys are all busy with your own stuff, and I don't know.
Helia.
I didn't think we were friends enough for me to pry into your personal information.
Helia, I'm like this because I know you guys. If you want to ask, now's the chance. Anytime's the chance, but now feels like it needs to be notified it's the chance. Because I'm not, afflicted like Raz and like Tsubasa and, the rest of them. I'm a weird afflicted. But I'm still unafflicted.
Yeah, and?
You can ask questions.
You said yourself you don't remember how you got like this.
I didn't remember. But I have a good theory now. I met someone. I think he was the other. He had, it's gonna sound weird as hell. He had my original face, but not his original heart. Caesar got attacked in an alleyway. That was one of the last things he remembered. Then I woke up, and when I was still thought I was Caesar, I was looking for someone. Caesar's partner, Carlos. Thought he just went missing. I don't think he went missing anymore. I think I'm Caesar's body, but the heart in my chest right now, it's not mine. I think it belonged to Carlos. Whatever happened in that alleyway, our hearts swapped. Or they were put back in the wrong body whenever they recovered. And thus, and he kind of holds up two fingers, Aster was born. And so was he. I don't know what their genders are. All I know is I get angry when I see them. I don't even know their name. But because the active theory is because it's not my original body mixing with my heart. It makes my body, and he holds out his hand in front of Helia, malleable. And his hand starts to change shape and color again, like he's changing his face, changeling style, until it does begin to resemble the green vitiligoed Caesar, until he switches back. There are some that are easier for me to take on, but there are others that are just, I have to concentrate. It's like putting your mind at work. Like I have to think really hard about changing certain parts of my body, and that should be weird, but it's not for me. I'm afflicted because of that major event, and because I'm afflicted, I can do these things.
Helia's now looking at Aster with one of those faces of, you have gotten so off topic and you are telling me things I already understand about changelings.
And he's just staring at her back like, sorry, I think I self-vented there for a little bit. What was the main question? You wanted to ask about Afflicted?
Well, you're a special case. You don't apply to one of my questions. And clearly you don't know how you actually became afflicted.
Yeah, working on it. But what is one of the questions you had about Afflicted? Even if I can't answer it due to a special case.
Well, aside from how they became, how it changes someone.
It hurts.
Get no shit, Sherlock.
Not physically. It doesn't physically hurt unless, you grow horns and a tail. That hurts, but it hurts our souls. Because we're not a heart, a body, and a soul are in synchronicity at all times. You are synchronized with your heart, body, and soul. when one part of those three gets, either stronger or becomes the afflicted, it hurts the rest. For me, my soul hurts. It hurt a lot for a long time, but I got used to the pain. I can't say for everyone that it goes away, but it becomes livable. First thing, when I felt that pain, I wanted to run home. So I did. Straight in my dad's arms. Well, actually, I was tackled by a bird first, but that's off topic.
That's what Zeno said people tend to do too.
I think it's more of that because, and this is what I get from knowing Dream Eaters, it's that primal instinct of there's a danger we can't sense and a pain we don't know where it's coming from. So we just want to go back to where is safest for us. And sometimes there are more than one place like that. So we run to the first one that pops in our head. Some people don't have that, so they just run.
Zeno suggested that if Valkyr didn't come home to me, he might have gone home.
Do you know where his home is?
We grew up together. He would have gone to Auntie.
Then, if I'm not pushing anything, you mind if I tag along to go see this auntie?
I mean, I'd have to find them first. I don't know where they are right now.
Do you have a picture of him?
Expression of, that would not help you.
It would amuse
True.
Auntie.
But do you have a picture of auntie?
If they're looking like a person right now, they'll be over 6 feet tall with poofy hair and horns.
He is going to attempt to change into what was described, but kind of fill in the gaps that were not given. So fully wish.com auntie as best he can.
Smack on the arm. Don't do that.
Sorry. Sometimes I think too hard. Again,
And sometimes you don't think. What of it?
this, and he points to himself, like normally, this is what happens when I don't think. And then immediately changes back into Carlos, because he remembered where we are.
Be yourself, you dingus.
No, my auntie did not enjoy that I borrowed her face to run through a portal. I don't think I'm supposed to be here, but it's fun and you need help.
Like Juliet wouldn't find that hilarious.
Juliet would find it objectively hilarious, but also go, don't do that again.
Objectively hilarious.
Aster's
On the
still
other
kind of-
hand, don't you dare.
Aster's still learning how to deal with his anxiety, so he's like, okay, got it, don't go to portals again.
Gonna pinch his cheekies as Gwen later.
Yeah, go for it. What do you mean if she was human? If she looked, human-esque.
Auntie's a changeling and a druid. Auntie can look however Auntie wants to look.
Oh, why didn't you just say that?
Because, darling, And just speaking from the entrance of the nearby, currently closed doorway, leaning against it with arms crossed in a very nice, well-fitted but draping dress, looking kind of between masculine and feminine, kind of androgynous, with bright teal bluish hair and curled back horns and a tail that is amusedly whipping back and forth, staring at the both of you. You know, there's a reason why I don't show up as myself.
Is it because you're a menace to society?
I enjoy being a cat more often. And smirks.
Did I stutter?
You should have brought up that she was a changeling before. That would have been very helpful.
No, suffer.
So what can I do for you, darlings?
Aster just puts a hand on Helia's back and slowly pushes them forward.
Exceedingly easy considering that Helia is 5'2" and weighs like a wet paper bag.
This one had something to ask you.
Plenty of questions for a thinking mind. What can I do for you, sweetheart?
One of my professors suggested that when Valkyr went missing, if he didn't come home to me, he might have gone home. And the only person I could think of was you.
No, he didn't come home to me. He went home. Helia, this doesn't make any sense to you because you've only known Valkyr, practically known him since the moment he appeared in the doorway of the tower.
Aster's going to put a hand on Helia's shoulder in the comforting way because, oh no.
I mean, we've been friends since we were little. I can't think of anywhere or anyone else he would go to.
And they push off the doorway with a creak, and their heels click and almost echo down the streets in a way that it shouldn't. Helia, my dear, do you think that he just showed up one day like a miracle? He had a home. He forsook it for you. He chose you. But that doesn't mean he never had a home.
Okay? It just didn't seem like somewhere he would go because he never talked about it.
Because he wasn't allowed to.
Even when we were kids.
He wasn't allowed to. Do you know the rule
What?
of leaving your home world, going out as a Keyblader?
Why would that stop you from talking about where your home is?
Because then people will want to visit, want to talk to your family, want to get to know you. And that's not who you are anymore. You are no longer the child, the boy, the man that left that home. You are a Keyblader, and you forge a path anew. You cannot talk about it, because it upsets the world order.
That's stupid.
I never said it was sane or nice, I just said it's world order. Don't they teach you that in your school over there?
Yeah, that's important not to talk about other worlds, but it's not like I was born there either.
You sure weren't?
Why wouldn't you want to tell your friends about the place you came from?
You remember how we grew up. I raised you and the boy on Kingdom of Corona.
Yeah?
When he left, he chose to be a Keyblader to protect you. He swore by everything within him he would become whatever he had to protect you. And in consequence, he gave up his right to be a citizen of that world. He gave up his home to be something new. It's why he doesn't talk about it. It doesn't matter anymore to him. But I guess in his moment of dire need, he just wanted his mother. Good woman. I hope she remembered her son.
Well, where did he go then?
Like I said, home. To Mom. To Dad.
It's not the answer
Helia.
I wanted, Auntie, and you know that.
Helia.
Yeah, Aster.
It's not the answer you wanted, but it is an answer. We gotta
It
find
doesn't
out.
give me somewhere to look.
It does. Where is Valkyr from?
I don't know.
Was Valkyr a student here?
A student where?
At
Be
the
more clear with your
academy.
questions, Aster.
Was he a student at the academy?
Obviously.
The academy has a record system. We can go and investigate the records, and if we can get our hands on Valkyr's, it should have a reference to his home world. It's not gonna be a safe thing to do, and we're probably gonna break some rules. So if you don't want to do this, tell me now and I'll do it on my own.
Don't know.
This is for Valkyr, Helia. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to help him?
I don't know right now, okay, Aster? I have so many feelings and everything is so complicated and scary.
Aster is going to grab Helia basically by the face and kind of move her to face him. Look at me. Look at me in my eyes. Ignore the world right now. Focus just on my voice, just on me. Me and Auntie are the only ones here right now. No other questions, nothing else. Take 10, breathe in, 10 seconds, and let out for 5, okay? Once you've calmed your mind, talk to me. It doesn't have to be about anything. It can be about what you had for breakfast, or it can be about your best memory, as long as you are talking. Staying calm.
After some time, Helia's just staring at Aster with one of those I am full of feelings and I don't know how to express any of them faces.
Let's go break some rules. Make sure you got crystal clear imagery before we do anything stupid. And he just gives her the most warm and welcoming smile he can. Of like, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get you your answers. It's gonna be okay.
What do you do? What happens next? You tell me. We can call it here and do something during the session so everyone can be privy. Or we can
Give
just
it
follow up. Because I know Tala has another session.
Not until 8 p.m.
Yeah, that's what I've tried to think about, but give it time. I think that we're experiencing Helia's thought process in real time. So. Helia's a tactical person, maybe not intentionally, but they want to think things through before doing them, unless it is a dire situation. And this is not a dire situation just yet, so Helia's gonna think it through, I believe. I might be wrong, but I'm more or less filling up the silence now.
You sure are saying a bunch of words.
Yeah. I just heard the most southern thing in the world right now. I heard my family, my house door open, my brother come in and go, "Who I tell you?"
Oh my god.
I think he went grocery shopping.
Ashlyn core.
Yeah, that's my family. Penny's Viv. They know Gray, which either leaves me as Noir or Simon, and I don't know which one.
Which one's worse?
Exactly.
How chaotic are you? A scale from Simon to older Nor to younger Nor.
Fucking young Simon.
Woof. Terrible. Technically, you have unlocked a secret side quest.
Yeah.
Because I've kind of been waiting for Helia to get angry enough to seek answers for a little while now. And this was one of the quests that would have unlocked. But you guys can pursue this.
I mean, Helia is going to pursue this. She's just full of feelings right now.
I think Helia needs a nap.
Bold of you to assume Helia can sleep.
That's not what I meant. I take a nap. I take a nap right here. Sometimes what you need is a good cuddle and vent. That's what it is. I think Aster's willing to be the pillow for a little bit.
Aster is the
Echo.
ultimate friend pillow at this point.
God, that delay was horrific.
Aster is the fucking ultimate friend pillow. Just, it's fine.
He and Lex both. Do you want to think about this for a little while? Off fucking whatever. And like
Genuine question, what do you mean think about this?
like how you're going to approach getting the information, or are you just straight up gung ho, guns a blazing it?
Well, I can't see any other options aside from break into the student records because I don't think students are actually allowed to look at other students' records.
There's a treasurer technically. There's a records keeper.
There's a records keeper, and I believe if we just ask and put in a request, we could probably get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
generally speaking, I don't think that's how those things work.
it does in America.
They let you look at other students' records?
If you have a good reason,
And-
yeah.
Yeah,
What
For-
the fuck? That seems
It's America.
highly inappropriate.
Well, it's if you have a good reason, and if you're actually, you can prove you're related or you know them, like, know them personally.
like
It's like-
in this, let me put it in this way. Helia is technically an emergency contact. If Helia is like listed as an emergency contact on Valkyr's student information, Helia can request to view Valkyr's student info.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like that should be something that's allowed. What the fuck?
It's mainly used for like family and like marriage partners. Like, yeah, these are my emergency contacts. If something happens to me, these people have access to my private information and know things about me. So it's stupid, but it's a thing.
It's a
That's
safety precaution.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure, it can be safety, but the amount of paperwork that would need to be done and the amount of time to forge stuff. Jesus.
There have been people
Wild.
who go through the effort to forge documents to get into the records department, but most of the time it is people who actually, because the paperwork is insane, as someone who used to be a records keeper, fuck that, actually. You know?
Yeah.
If you do all that, you're insane and I don't want to know you. Derogatory.
Weird.
Also, I think isn't there like a rule in place, like if somebody requests the student information, they have to be logged down as like this person actively requested that information.
Yeah.
So it's not just like anyone can ask for it. You have to physically prove that you, full government, like government name, this, what's on your ID, whatever they need, like required information of your own personal information, they have you on record as requesting and have it, if you use it for a bad thing, then the cops will go, hey, this person requested their information. You have proof of that? Yep, here we go. So
it's
Aster
not just all
and
willy-nilly.
Helia, yeah, Aster and Helia would be put on a list of like, yeah, they requested a missing person's student information.
Which can be done. It would just make every fucking government official go, "What the hey? Hello?"
What you doing?
Especially considering Helia is already technically being looked at because she's close to Fakir.
Don't remind me.
Sips lips, throws away. Fine.
Oh, you're hilarious, my love.
Ooh.
That's why there's the. That's why we're presenting you with the Aster route, break it and grab it. The official route of get a teacher to grab it, or a trusted official to grab it, or request the information, which is the legal way.
The official way through a teacher will still have a log, but it would be logged under them.
Yeah. So Helia and Aster would not show up on that log, thus they probably would not be questioned if they chose a teacher they can trust.
Or of someone of high enough rank.
Uncle Cade.
Don't you dare bring him into this. Gun emoji. I'm gonna quote that. Hold on.
We need someone of high enough rank to get it. Uncle Cade, don't you fucking bring him into this. uh
That's a threat. It is a threat.
A threat, TM.
From your DM, don't you dare bring my best friend.
Okay. Then we have Auntie or super high rank officials that we have access to are Uncle Cade, vetoed. Auntie Jules.
Not
maybe.
vetoed, you just have to fucking persuade him to actually do something.
I feel like with Uncle Caden, or like General Caden, this one, I can easily go favor for a favor. You don't ask questions, I won't ask questions.
Same energy as I'm gonna need you to not ask any questions, but I need a skull. Pulls out 5. What? No.
This one is good.
Okay,
Same
but
energy.
you can't ask questions either. Deal.
Same energy. Same energy.
Yeah.
And he would. It's worse, because he would.
Just Uncle
Yay.
Cade, like, make it 3 of you and you got yourself a deal. Got it.
Yeah.
So, do you want to cut it off here, Helia, or do you want to try and with the Oh, we could also ask Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
You leave that woman alone. She's trying to plan a wedding.
Fair. Oh, I know who we could ask. Aster wouldn't know this person. One member of the trio that Helia met, if they have contact information for them.
What do you mean? Who?
Their names are leaving my brain. The Lancelot, that we met in the Tron thing.
Oh, Emerus, Cheshire, and Marina?
Yes.
You
I don't
guys would
think
have to
they
ask
have any
Lex.
legal sway in the
Emrys does.
academy.
Emrys would. So
Marina is legally dead. She told you that.
Yeah. Explain how Emrys has any legal sway in the academy.
He's the head
Uh,
of the court of mages.
that's a pretty
Which is
important.
a third party unrelated to the academy, is it not?
I think it might be related to the academy. We just haven't uncovered it yet because if a sibling of the Lord, what is it?
Lord
Head of the Order
Magister?
of Magicians. Yeah. Yeah. If that kind of power is letting their direct family go to this academy, there has to be some sort of deal.
Does
Mhm.
there?
Yes, actually. If a government official has a family member in a place of high rank, especially within a school system, there has to be a lot going on. So it's not just, hey, Arthur's here, I'm his bodyguard. There's something else there.
It's like the
Weird.
rules of going to high school with a literal prince. It's, you're not
They-
just joking that you can't just put them in any school willy-nilly. That'd be dangerous for them. So there have to be deals made and more or less like both parties have to come to an understanding and there have to be rules in place. Emrys would be privy to those rules and thus would have a connection to the academy.
But yeah, I can end this here if you guys want to, unless you want to continue it.
It's your one-on-one, Tala.
I don't know.
If we end it here, you and I could talk wombo combos if you want.
We've already established I'm not good at that.
I know, but I want to help you get good of those because here is the best way I can help. By the way, hey Ren,
I can pause it before you say anything.
this is okay.